Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Um, well, I was live before, um, and I was talking, but then I noticed that my microphone was still turned off. Well, my microphone was on, but OBS, I turned the microphone input off in OBS, which I sometimes do if I record a painting for a time lapse because I'm gonna speed it up anyway, so the audio doesn't matter. So I normally don't record audio. Um, but yeah, we are back with a live stream. It's been a while since I streamed, but yeah, I decided it was time again. The reason I'm doing this live stream is I switched Photoshop up to the newest version. I used CS4 for the longest of times. I still have it installed on my PC, and I still might use it. Not sure. But I thought, you know what? Let's try the Creative Cloud. Let's see how it is. So I decided to um, shouldn't do two things at once. Wait, I have a. I think this one is. I don't want. Yeah, I have this one. That's cool about a CC. You can set the background color uh, of your new file. That's actually a good feature. Feature I like. Um, but yeah, I went from CS4 to Creative Cloud, so that's a jump from Photoshop 11, version 11, CS4 11, to um, wow, yeah, to version 21, I believe this is. Um, I'm not sure where we can check that. Yeah, but I can check it in my Creative Cloud dashboard. But yeah, so that's a 10 version jump, and I remember that the jump from CS4 to CS5 was there were already quite a lot of new features that were like, oh, that could be nice, especially for the brush settings. There's a the brushes work. Um, well, the brushes work the same if you use the normal brushes, but you have different brushes now. So let's quickly get into that. For instance, let's select a brush tool and let's select a I don't know, color. I think I have some custom brush selected. I downloaded a brush pack, which I never really did. Yeah, I downloaded some brushes for uh, CS4, but most brushes were just normal brushes that came with Photoshop, and I edited sort of the brush myself. CS4, but so I downloaded this brush pack because I think there are some brushes that I like. But for instance, if you go to the default Photoshop brushes, we have for instance the Real Oil brush, which is actually a mixer brush, which mixes sort of the colors of your canvas, the colors that are already applied with the color that you select. Um, and for a lot of you, this might be just stuff that you're already used to. But I think I remember that if I remember correctly, this was sort of a feature introduced in CS5. So this is actually a really old feature already. But for me, it's brand new because I used CS4. And it I don't know, it can really um, help. we're not here to just talk the whole day about brushes and stuff like that. We're actually here to sort of try to make at least a start of an artwork. So I'm gonna grab the background color, snow, and we're gonna go into our layers menu. And of course the menus are slightly different, but it's mostly a visual thing. The visuals have changed, not really the functions. And there's probably a ton of new functionality that I'm missing still. But so far so good. Alright, so there's a neat little trick that I learned a couple of days ago with the pattern stamp tool. This is actually a function that already exists in CS4. You can select a pattern, you can select a photograph as a pattern, and then you can paint that photograph and or that pattern, and the pattern is the photograph. So you're actually sort of painting the photo, which is not that useful. But if you set it to impressionists, it sort of grabs the colors from that photograph and applies it to your brush. So it's a way to sort of get colors in your on your canvas, and that's really what I used for to sort of set the mood, set the tone, get some splashes of colors in. I really want to change this image to 4K. I really should check the I should check this resolution and create a new file with it so that I have a template. So for instance, we can also pick this one. And I think it sort of works better in this version than in CS4, I guess. But it's also due to the brushes, I think. But yeah, then now we can just grab a brush. I still need to sort of start with sort of. I think the brush settings are mostly the same. This is the texture. You can even use this as a things like that. The textures are slightly different and stuff like that. But the coming weeks, I'm gonna explore a lot of the new options which are provided by Photoshop, by the Creative Cloud version, and yeah, gonna try to make some cool paintings. And I'm planning on that's starting next week. I'm doing the May Sketch a Day challenge, which is sort of not gonna record too much of it or gonna make too many videos for that. But we also I also want to my anatomy skills and my skill to control people, and I always complain how bad I am with drawing people. Well, I think it's time to sort of change that, and it's time to learn how to properly draw people. So I think from starting next week, I think I'm gonna sort of try to set a schedule for like 10 weeks or something, in which I'm gonna in which I'm gonna learn a lot, hopefully, gonna learn to actually draw, because it's time that I start to do that. So yeah, we're here. A lot of stuff I need to get used to. For instance, this is apparently set to opacity is apparently set to pen pressure. It's nice, I guess. So I haven't explored all the brushes, and there's probably a ton of them that I won't use very often. So yeah. I was thinking about something, but I forgot. Be helpful. But yeah, I want to start learning anatomy and figure drawing, stuff like that. So I'm gonna do some streams next week in which you're actually gonna study. I'm gonna make a nice schedule for that. Including I'm gonna make a schedule for myself, a streaming schedule, and a schedule for actual things to learn and to practice and stuff like that. Because I think it can really help to sort of give some structure to the learning. Because yeah, I'm learning every day when I'm sort of drawing. There's always something new to sort of learn, but it's sort of innate learning. And is that the innate learning? I don't. Yeah, I think that's called the innate learning. I need to get the right terms for it, but it's sort of deliberate learning when you're actually sort of really studying, and you also have sort of innate learning when you're save it when you're sort of working, you're always sort of improving skills, but when you're actually putting in some work to improve your skills, it can go a lot faster. And I think it's sometimes, well, it's a lot of times it's really important to sort of give yourself direction, and that's certainly that's certainly something that's lacking the last 15 years in my life. So I want to structure sort of my work a lot better. The things that I want to learn, the things I want to do, I want to structure that a lot better. Let's save it as paint practice or two, right? So yeah, in the meantime, I'm sort of talking and meantime not doing very much. So I'm gonna go in and open up some photographs and throw it in, because that's the problem. I was talking about deliberate learning and stuff like that, planning. I haven't really planned anything for this. So yeah, that's interesting, to say the least. But I think we yeah, I think let's open up some stuff here. Let's see, interesting to this might be interesting. Use check must be rasterized. Is it not rasterized immediately? It's an image, right? Um, could be interesting to sort of continue this painting and let's try to actually like that, yellow. Um, probably want some structure here. Something like this. Flip it horizontally. Problem is its perspective is wrong. I don't want to rotate. Up there. Like that. Put it on multiply as well. So we have some sort of machine here. Then of course we need some erase a little bit. One thing I also really need to get used to is the fact that you can just keep pressing Ctrl Z for undo. In CS4, when you press Ctrl Z and then press Ctrl Z again, you would undo and then sort of undo the undo. That makes sense. So that meant that sort of flicked between the before and after your undo, which is fine, but you had to press Control Alt Z to undo more than one step. So I was also always sort of hovering with my fingers above the Alt and the Control, so because I need the Alt for the color picker and the Control for the Control Z, and then I could just easily press Control Alt Z and it would be fine. But now I have to get used to this the way of just pressing Control Z. It's a little bit annoying, but I think when I use this a little bit more, I will get used to it at some point, hopefully. So yeah, we kind of have to figure out a way that this sort of all connects to. They sort of connect to each other. But I think the stream is going to be quite short today, about an hour and a half, something like that. So I'm gonna do as much as possible in that period of time, but we'll see what we actually can do. I think we're gonna sort of design this sheet. Figure out what is going on exactly. That's definitely a lesson for me as well, that I need to think about what I'm gonna paint before I actually start painting, because otherwise I'm just throwing down random brush strokes and then I'm gonna have a really hard time figuring out what I want. That for instance, if I want this roof sort of to continue, I have to think, you know what, this roof goes down here and continues here, so make this a roof instead of there's gonna be something here, so let's just paint some stuff. No, I really have to think. This is gonna be that roof. It's gonna go like this. You're really sort of constructing the building here. You're gonna have to think about how does the building look, and then put that down. It's that's all painting is. It's sort of constructing stuff, and you have a basic understanding of thingy perspective. It's actually not that hard to do. But for me, perspective is sort of one of the easier, maybe the easiest one. I'm struggling more with values and light, stuff like that, and color, and things like anatomy. But that's because I never really practiced it, and that's the problem. I always skip it because I'm like, yeah, I'm not good at anatomy. I'm not gonna go in and draw people because I can't, and uh, that's sort of a bad approach. If you're like, I can't do it, I'm not gonna do it because I can't, then you're never gonna learn. You're never gonna. There's never gonna be a moment where you're like, yeah, now I've practiced and I know a little bit how people look like, but to really be able to sort of paint them, to understand the structure of bones, stuff like that. And the only way to sort of get that in your head is by studying and by, well, and when you've painted it, think about how can I what's wrong, if there's something wrong, what is wrong. Really study, and that's something that I have lacked. Haven't really studied. Well, I have never really studied anatomy. That's definitely, I think that's lacking. So yeah, we're just sort of expanding this whole uh, industrial site. Um, um, grab a soft brush. Light up some stuff back there. There. we need some sort of subject matter here in the foreground. We need to have a reason why this exists. It's the photos are from Tata Steel, I think, if I recall correctly. Yeah, Tata Steel mode. So they make steel there. It's in the name. But we want to sort of change this steel bit and make it so that something else is made. Probably want something here, be a mech of some sort. That's being built here. Um, so we gonna have to put that in fairly soon. Um, uh, I wish I probably can make this two windows off each other, the layers and brush, but I'm gonna figure that out later. Um, so yeah, we kind of want this robot fellow thingy. Do we really want it to be a mech? I'm not sure. We'll see. We're gonna figure this out. Go and quickly a new layer again. Some sort of robot thing worked on. So maybe it's an arm missing us. Has to be under construction. Oh, it could also be maintenance, of course. It looks like it's squatting now, which I'm not sure if that's a good idea. It's taking a dump. Factory floor. Um, going around, sir, so we can sort of carve into the nail. Doesn't have to be necessarily a mech, but sort of. What else can we make here? Mech is sort of so. Feels a little bit cheap. I mean, sort of full to mech. Not sure what I want to do here. Um, could do a vehicle like this, but with a big. Already, I. Wait, what? What I want? Could do something like sort of a. I already did that once a long time ago. Sort of a submarine type floating thingy, or spaceship or whatever. But you can't really do a lot of detail in that. Yeah, you can, but um, not a fan. You have to figure out what we're gonna do here. I think something quite high, because then it sort of stands out nicely against this lighter background. I think the rest of the stream is just gonna be me figuring out what this has to be. I think the mech is just, yeah, maybe it's a little bit silly, but I think it's gonna be the thing that's gonna work. Maybe we can try to sort of make it certain way. Uh, so let's see about paste here, like that, like that. And maybe an arm. No. I feel like the arm should go from there, not definitely there. Arm like that. Yeah, that. And then there could be a crane with arm like that. Still feels silly to do a mech. So default, not really that many sort of mechanical full structures out there. We could sort of make it a samurai mech or a knight, or be something interesting with it, but it still feels like the easy way out. I think that's sort of the thing I'm looking for. It's why I don't really like the mech. It's like the easy way. Ah, this is a big manufacturing thing. They make mechs. Of course, every sci-fi factory, big ass factory makes mechs or spaceships. So that's kind of silly to me. It's not silly. It's not like, I think it's fine, but so oh. So I'm really thinking about this. What else can we sort of make? We could make it sort of a rocket factory, but I think it needed a little high tech look for that. Currently doing something dangerous, painting layer of mech layer, and I might decide to get rid of mech. But I can sit. Let's so for now I'm sort of safe. So yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do with this. It's going back and forth. Just to be painting, and in the meantime, I'm sort of thinking so quite frantically. What I want from this thing. Because mech seems to be too easy. It's like I said before, like the easy way out. Your get out of jail card. Because mechs are cool and everybody likes them. Well, people who are in sci-fi probably like mechs. Well, probably mechs. So that's sort of the thing I'm struggling with. I want to maybe that's sort of the problem. Maybe I want to be too different, and then I'm focusing too much on that and not on the fact that I could make this the mech that this universe. Um, yeah. Um, struggle is real. I think I was about to say. I think I'm just gonna go with the mech ID. Like, I really want to. I think this could make a cool mech factory. Let's check the values and stuff. Can work on that. Saturation, yeah. I think I think excuse me. I think I just have to go with it because now I have a subject matter, and I think it is quite cool. I think I could even excuse me. I'm gonna try something. I could do it like this, for instance. Uh, can I not make this into? Um, why doesn't my button on my thingy work? I could just do it like this, for instance. To keep it there. Make it sort of only the torso. Make it that only the torso is being made here. So you have this big torso here. It's hanging there instead of iron. Which could be cool. I'm gonna think about that while I'm on a break. Um, so I'm gonna take a short break and I will be back and hopefully I will have made up my mind about what to do. I'll be right back. I'm back from the break. I think I made up my mind. Well, I know I made up my mind. I'm gonna go with the torso. Um, we're gonna erase this bit here. Gonna this bit. I'm gonna try to position it so that something like that. Because it has to hang from the ceiling, or not from the ceiling, from that crane, this crane over here. So we can actually slightly lighten it because it's a little bit further back. I need to see where, yeah, change here. Let's go to 80% opacity. Like that. So we we at least have the change in chains in place. Gonna sketch them to sort of attach to the grain. Has to be a way of them to go back and forth on that. Something like that. And now it's all about sort of modeling his head. Maybe I'm gonna do this the other way around. Normally, you're always sort of looking at the front of a mech. Makes sense. But I think just to mix it up, I'm gonna go in, make it so that you look at it from the back. Just to mix it up a little bit. Just have to figure out a way how we can make it back interesting. Some let's spend a little bit of time to try to edit apparently. A little bit of time to design this thing, but do I want to go back? It makes sense to go for the front usually, but it could also be that you're looking sort of from the back to the factory, so that the brain goes actually away from you when it goes sort of to the next stage. Yeah, I'm definitely, yeah, I'm going for the back, and we'll figure out a way to make it interesting, because I think just the fact that you're looking at it from the back can make it interesting on itself. Usually, with things like this, you sort of only see the front. So maybe some hatches and stuff like that, where people want this thing. Bottom is a little bit cut off, of course, because we it's a lasso tool, straight lasso tool, separated from the legs. Back consists of these two plates that in the middle. Almost like a knight armor. Maybe may want to get some inspiration from that. So yeah, it's gonna look like a huge, maybe even sort of medieval looking armor. So maybe we need to incorporate some stuff that it's a little modern, steampunky. So change a little. It looks a little bit plain compared to the rest, maybe. I'm not sure if the medieval armor, knight armor, sort of works. With the rest of the theme, or the rest of the sort of the image. Gonna have to figure that one out later. We had this some sort of a charcoal, real pastel white, no. Smear wet charcoal, no. Charcoal maybe. Use this one for a while. Just getting used to the brushes and stuff like that. Oh yeah, this one has pressure sensitivity when it comes to opacity. Press lightly, less opaque, then press hard. Gonna go get some shadows on that crane. You know, some beams and stuff top, so probably some shadows being cast where higher here. Um, Still not really happy with the, well, the design is just boring. So we need something like a I think sort of a um, energy core or something like that. So almost like an Iron Man suit, but on the back, your way to power it. I have an ID for that. Let's see what we can use. Why is this all? I'm looking for jet engine. This is a nice one, I guess. Let's go with two. Let's get rid of here. And use some color dodge. Could be cool if we say brush brush soft round brush. Let's try to decide a little lighter. Check kind of. I think it has to be the lighter color, just opacity. That's it. Let's see whether we have a we have some of it. It's better. So and then I think I want to have the edge as well. So yeah, it's perfect. Slightly. And then let's check. Something like this. And back to uh, chalk brush. Sort of I think this helps to make it a little bit more interesting. And maybe there is some sort of a thing going to his head or something. Something like that. Yeah, I think that makes it a lot interesting, a lot more interesting already. So yeah, I think we have a decent base here to start working from. Oh well, they're already working on it, of course, but to continue with. Um, yeah. Uh, we'll see what we do. We could experiment, sort of go in like this. Like, no, I think it's a stay. Yeah, it's starting to come together. Everything. Well, the main sort of layout is there. Now we just have to figure out gonna keep this all the way it is, or what else do we want here? Maybe want some parts lying around and stuff like that. But that's also something for might be something for later as well, because we still have some time. So continue detailing here. Back to the pastel, not the oil pastel. Where is it? Textured charcoal. Like it. I like how far this painting has come already. Back to higher opacity. Fixing a little bit of these details here, or fixing is really great. Yes, but some of the detail got a little bit lost when we first sort of established the shot, and we want to change a little bit of as well. We don't want it to immediately read as the Tata Steel sort of factory. We also need to start figuring out where we want to put oh, things like that. Want some yellow highlights here and there. Definitely gonna put some of it on that robot too, I guess. Stage. Some point. Say. I think this sort of a bigger brain. Transport that thingy. I think we can be quite happy with that. Let's see to do something color balance to go. Can make it any that we want. Bro. think the color balance is quite good actually. Yeah, I don't think we should change the balance. We should try to get. Oh, I think we're gonna. I think we're quite good here. Nice quick concept. Quite happy about it. I think I'm gonna finish it at some point. Um, Definitely stuff that can be done. Gonna make sure if I'm too happy about it. Color is quite fine. Select it. Right then. Nice for first floor. Ooh, let's go. For this painting. That's really good. Texture on the stuff. There we go. I want to have some effects on this. Star. Particles. Matter. Oh, we're gonna experiment later. Gonna experiment more. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. But it's almost time for me to stream. So yeah, especially with these brushes, you don't really need to have them, but can be really useful in some ways, um, especially for things like textures. So yeah, and shortly, enjoyed it. I definitely learned quite a bit, I guess, in this live stream here. It's a nice little sketch that we did. And this can be finished into a fully fledged, nice, really nice painting. I really need to do something with that as well, because sketching is a lot of fun and I do it all the time. But I sort of need to go to the sort of next step of completion, flesh things out, make it nice. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and there will probably be a video at the end of the week of some painting, some sort. And I'm planning on studying anatomy and figure drawing and stuff like that. And I'm planning on doing that next week, on starting that next week. I'm gonna try to sort of make a schedule for X amount of weeks. I'm thinking about 10. So after 10 weeks, we can sort of evaluate what we've learned. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hope to see you next one. Bye.